Wonderful. Alright, let's get this underway then. This is the third, probably final for now, in our stretch of Discworld point-and-click adventure games that we're going through for this long play. This one is more of a detective game though, it's Discworld Noir. I'm not very familiar with Noir as a concept or genre, but I did play this game back in the day. I remember almost nothing about it except for one item, the crowbar, and using the crowbar in everything I could, until the protagonist gets so tired of you, he actually calls you out on it, and I still chuckle to myself thinking about that. In any case, let's get going. The game, I'm sure, can speak for itself. Oh, Kitty, the irony is not lost on me. I wasn't up for reading. That's okay, you can read and give me the summary of this later.
I've had some bad days since I started work as a private investigator. But I'd never woken up dead before. It all started the week before, on a cold and wet Sectober day in Ankh Morpork, the oldest and most depraved of all the cities on the Discworld. But hey, you've gotta love it. I'd been working as a PI for a little over a month, and business was slow. Hiring an investigator to look into your business requires trust, and the amount of trust in Ankh Morpork wouldn't fill a cup. And it's a small cup I'm talking about. Sure, people trust that you don't get on the wrong side of the patrician. People trust that you don't walk into the shades alone. People trust that the Assassin's Guild will fulfill their contracts or double your money back. Yeah, people even trust death. Just don't ask them to trust their mothers.
Mr. Luton?
If I'm not, I should fire the guy who painted the door.
So this is what a private investigator looks like. I expected someone more heroic.
Heroism costs extra. What can I do for you, Miss...
Mrs. actually. And the name is Carlotta.
Okay, Mrs. Actually. Carlotta it is. What's a girl like you doing out on a night like this?
I want to hire you, Mr. Luton.
Please, call me Luton. Mister sounds so formal.
How much do you charge for a simple investigation?
I don't know. I've never had a simple investigation. A tricky one is 20 a day.
I'll give you 200 in advance, plus expenses.
For 200, I guess I should treat you with some respect.
Oh, I wouldn't ask a guy like you to attempt the impossible.
What's the case?
I want you to find a man named Mundy.
Why do you want to find Mundy?
Do you know him?
No. And this case will go a lot faster if you let me ask the questions.
You like to be in control, don't you, Luton?
If you don't pull the strings, then you're the puppet. Tell me about you and Mundy.
I've been a lonely woman, Luton.
You amaze me.
Be surprised.
Shocked, maybe, but not surprised.
Mundy is my lover, Luton. Or used to be. He's been away for a while, over in Sort. He came back to Ankh Morpork a couple of days ago on the Milka. But he didn't come to see me. I think he may be having an affair. You're wondering whether my husband knows about it.
Actually, I was wondering when you were going to give me the money.
My husband passed away several years ago.
I hope the poor guy was smiling at the time. Is there anything you can tell me about Mundy that might help me find him?
He's got blue eyes, brown hair, and a black heart. You'd like him.
Has he got any friends in Ankh Morpork?
Does anyone?
How tall is he?
I don't know. I don't picture him standing up.
What was Mundy's business in Sort?
I don't know. I never asked about his work, and he never told me.
Must be a very straightforward relationship.
As simple as they come.
Where can I find the ship he came in on?
Down at the wharf.
Have you been there yourself?
I avoid places like that. Women and seamen.
Forget I asked. This is a bad neighborhood for you to come into alone, Carlotta.
I can take care of myself.
I believe you.
Good. Trust is important.
I said I believed you. I never said I trusted you.
Don't you like me, Luton?
I like a lot of things. I like dogs, but I wouldn't trust one not to bite me.
I won't bite.
Shame. I haven't been bitten in a long while. I'd better get started on your case. Where can I contact you?
I'll be in touch. Be seeing you, Luton.
I hoped I would see her again, because she still hadn't paid me. Still, it wasn't every day that a beautiful woman offered me a case. Frankly, it wasn't often that anybody offered me a case. And 200 would certainly help pay the rent, if I had anything left over from my bar bill.
Oh, brilliant. I cannot help but just have a wide grin upon my face when hearing the lines in this game. It's quite fantastic. Right, so more than just your standard point-and-click adventure game, this is a detective game. We will be detecting. We have our notebook full of notes. These are things that we can consult, and by reading them over and rubbing our notes against people, we can actually progress. At least this is from what little I remember from many, many years ago. I was never able to complete this game. My father ordered me to take it off the computer and stop putting games on the PC because they were causing all sorts of nasty things to happen. Sorry, Dad, it wasn't the games.
The Milka was the tramp schooner that Mundy had come in on, and I knew it was berthed at the wharf. Carlotta had hired me to track down Mundy. At the beginning, that was pretty much all I knew about him.
I think beyond that we can look at more than just case notes. Ah, right, I think there will be other cases. Ah, here we go. Contacts and suspects. Although we haven't really contacted anybody. Although I had sorted out the sound before I started, I think restarting the game shifted it up a bit. I'm going to drop down some of this. Subtitles on. Good.
I had purchased a large indexed scroll rack to keep track of all the cases I was going to handle. The Mundy case made it 2. Sapient pearwood comes from a plant so magical that it is totally impervious to all forms of magic, and so valuable that thieves have cut each other's throats to own it. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford a desk made out of it, so I made do with pine. It's a nice desk, though. A lot of strange things had happened to me since becoming a private investigator. But the weirdest was the irrepressible sensation that the most important thing for me to own as a PI was a door with my name painted on the glass. Some mysteries are best left unsolved, I guess. I'd purchased the imp-powered coffee bean machine from Cut-Me-Own-Throat Dibbler, the man whose name was the byword for quality. With CMOT Dibbler, you could say bye to quality. I'll say this for the ICBM. It made coffee strong enough to blow your head off. On the downside, the imp tended to use most of the beans to fuel its own addiction. Some days the poor thing was so jittery the coffee machine would vibrate off the shelf. Nothing like a cup of imp-made coffee to make me jittery and paranoid.
I love the writing, and more so I love the delivery. I wonder if Pratchett himself had much of a hand in this one. Apparently he did in the other ones, although I guess the measure of how much the man was involved is being how much anal probing there is in this game. That comment might sound out from left field, but not if you've seen or played Discworld 1 or 2. So, plenty of what look like locations on the map, but I think all we can do is check out the wharf.
The wharf. The wharf was on the upmarket side of the river, in the city of Ankh. The Morpork docks on the other side of the river were not a place wise travelers disembarked at. But then again, wise travelers tried to avoid Ankh Morpork altogether. But if you traveled a lot, it was hard to miss. Like malaria. The Milka was a tramp schooner, one of the many ramshackle ships that plied their trade around the Circle Sea. From the looks of it, it should have sunk years ago. Even the rats thought twice before boarding it.
Now, Fidelis, that's an accusation you're going to need a source to back up with.
I couldn't tell what the crates contained, and frankly, I didn't much care. Outgoing cargo wasn't going to tell me much. I needed to know whether Mundy had brought something with him. The sailor was busy loading the ship, and I decided not to disturb him. Something told me I wasn't going to learn anything useful from the sailor. Are you the first mate?
Shiver me timbers! Hoist the main brace!
Let's start again. Are you the first mate?
Aye, that I be.
You're not going to get any money off me, so you can drop the fake accent.
Sorry, you know how it is. Some people are stupid enough to fall for that sort of thing. What can I do for you?
He was being credited for causing far too much interference. Well, in Discworld 2, he was credited as throwing rocks from afar. So I can't help but feel that there's some tongue-in-cheek involved there.
When do you sail?
As soon as we've got her loaded.
How much is passage?
Where are you looking to go?
I don't know. Sort, perhaps.
We've just come from there. It'll be a long time before we get back there again.
Did you bring any passengers?
Sure. We always try to take a couple of passengers. They pay their way, and if there's a big storm, they are very useful as to sacrifice to the angry sea gods. Of course, we tell people they were washed over the side.
Beautiful, seductive, and dangerous. Carlotta was worth a stare. She was trouble. What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
You know, gameplay-wise, it's pretty much exactly the same as rubbing an item against something, taking something out of my notebook, but there's just something about going through your notebook to ask people about it that makes it feel more detective-y.
That's what it says on the prow.
It's
Oh. That said, I was trying to double-click on this and it wouldn't take my input.
This is the Milka, isn't it?
That's what it says on the prow.
Was there a man named Mundy on the last voyage?
It's funny you should ask that. You're the second person today to have an interest in Mundy.
Who was the first?
A dwarf. He didn't give his name. I don't think he was from round here, though.
What about Mundy? What was he like?
I don't pry into the passengers' business, but for a man who came on board pretty happy, he seemed pretty unsettled when he left. Not that I blame him. Something was definitely amiss on this last voyage.
Do you know where he is now?
Mundy? No. Like I said, I don't pry into passengers' business.
Unless you actually look through their luggage after they've been washed over the side.
Hey, what are you inferring?
I'm not inferring anything. I'm implying that you might have had a look at their luggage at one point.
If I had, I certainly wouldn't admit it to you.
Which either means you didn't look, or you didn't find anything of interest.
You better watch your steps, son. It's not good to make accusations like that.
Don't worry. Anything we discuss is strictly between you, me, and anyone else I tell.
Oh, it's good.
Since that was who I'd learned about that from in the first place, I didn't feel I had much to gain by going over old ground.
Talked about Mundy. Talked about the Milka itself. I can't just talk to him about the case, though. Alright, I think we've covered everything here.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate. My purse might not have been my most valued possession, but I sure felt happier when it was full than when it was empty.
This is great. Just great.
What were the passengers on the last voyage like?
There were 3 of them. One of them seemed alright, but the other 2, I don't know about them. There was something strange about them.
Flinsby, I've never played LA Noir. I've watched a little bit of it being played. Didn't seem my kind of thing.
Do you sacrifice passengers often?
No, the captain doesn't like it. He says it's bad for business. I said that we were advertising ourselves as offering an exciting tour of the Circle C. But he pointed out that most people would expect the tour to be above the water. If I'd had my way, we'd have thrown some people off the last voyage.
Bad omens?
The whole crew had a bad feeling of dread from the moment we set off.
Looking at the state of the ship, that doesn't come as a surprise. Well, safe voyage, if that's possible.
So we got some breakthroughs there. Is that something we can talk to the sailor about?
Something told me I wasn't going to learn anything useful from the sailor.
Absolutely not.
The Cafe Ankh.
Frankly, we're still paying our way for the transition to 3D in video games, but I find this one really rather charming. Anyone care to remind me what year Discworld Noir was? My instincts tell me 1999.
A good-looking crowbar. It looked like it had a good heft, too. I figured the golem wouldn't notice that the crowbar had gone missing. Not that I'm saying it didn't need it, just that I'd figured I'd get away with stealing it.
The one item I remember from this game.
Although the crowbar was a lot heavier than a set of skeleton keys, it was more versatile. I guess if lockpicks were invented for thieves, the crowbar was invented for the private investigator. I didn't want to get caught putting the crowbar back. The cart was being loaded with barrels of wine. Apart from the wine, I can't say I was interested. I guess I never really noticed that the Cafe Ankh had a wine cellar before. Perhaps if they'd run out of drinks at the bar, I'd have been more inclined to investigate. I knew full well that I wouldn't be able to get down there without permission and the right key.
But don't we have the right key now?
You can't go around jimmying every door open just because you can. Besides, I liked some ale, and I drew the line at breaking into the cafe's wine cellar without his permission.
You can't recall if the whiskey knocked you flat.
What's your tankard? Fill it to the brim. A cask of stale, broken drum ale. Wondering how long till you meet again on the bank of the Ankh. Too much to drink, you could barely even think. Too much bare heart. I thought I told you never to play that song again. Oh, sorry, Mr. Luton. It's just I wasn't expecting you to call by tonight, and... You weren't expecting me? It's only been 8 years, Samael. I guess my memory ain't what it used to be. I don't know why Samael put up with my temper. He could have broken every bone in my body if he'd wanted to. But that's what made him special, I guess. That he'd take almost any kind of abuse from the clientele, and he'd still be there at the piano, playing better than anyone else in Ankh Morpork. The pianist, Samael, was one of Cafe Ankh's greatest assets. Not only was he a first-rate musician, but there was something about him that made you think it'd be a bad idea to start any trouble. I decided not to disturb Samael while he was working. My old friend Nobby from the Watch. I hadn't spoken to him in ages. Hello, Nobby.
Hello, Luton. How you been keeping?
I've been worse. Of course, I've been better, too. And I've been a hell of a lot better and not much worse.
That's good, isn't it?
Don't worry. If Commander Vimes sees us together, I'll tell him I made you talk to me.
It's not that I don't like you, Luton. I mean, we was friends and all. But it's just... well...
It's just he'd bite your head off if he saw you talking to me.
He'd go spare.
How you been keeping, Nobby? How's the rest of the Watch?
Not so bad, Luton. Been keeping myself busy. Been working with Sergeant Colon.
How is old Fatty Colon?
Still fat. I'll tell him I saw you.
No, you won't.
Okay, so maybe I won't. I was just being trite.
Polite.
Yeah, that's the one.
I guess I never really understood why it was that you didn't get kicked out as well, Nobby.
Me? I ain't never done nothing wrong.
Don't give me that, Nobby. When you were serving as quartermaster under the Duke of Pseudopolis, it was widely known that several items from the stores were found in your kit.
That was all above board. I had all the paperwork for him.
Your kit at the time consisted of 2 warehouses. I just think Vimes had a grudge against me.
Luton, I know you're my friend and all, but you took a bribe.
Are you trying to tell me you never took a bribe?
Never.
The ham from Harga's House of Ribs?
Evidence.
The pocket clock from the Suicide in the Shades?
I wanted something to remember him by.
The money in the petty cash box?
Mislaid by someone.
Misappropriated by you.
I never misanthropated anything.
I just want to understand why it was that you could get away with all your petty theft, and I couldn't get away with one act of weakness.
Well, you see,
Just say it, Nobby. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Well, I reckon Mr. Vimes thinks that a bit of petty theft ain't something to get excited about. I ain't admitting anything, mark you. Nothing's ever been proved. Compared to some of the stuff that goes on in this city. But someone who's taken a bribe, well, that's like allowing the rich to avoid justice.
That wasn't why I did it.
I know. But you know Vimes.
Yeah, I know Vimes all right. What's Vimes up to these days?
He got married.
Married? He was only ever married to his job.
Nah, straight up. He married into nobility.
Old Stoneface in the nobility. That'd drive him crazy.
Well, he's sort of nobility himself now.
What?
They made him commander of the Watch. And we got a great new premises down on Pseudopolis Yard. They're full of paintings and vases and all sorts.
Full?
Well, maybe not as full as when we moved in, but pretty full.
I'll have to call round sometime.
Yeah, that'd be good. We got a lot more members in the Watch these days. And We got a new dartboard.
Life in the fast lane, huh? Do you seriously think it's a good idea for me to call around? I mean, Vimes isn't gonna like it.
Whatever you may think about him, he's loyal to his job. I can't say he'll welcome you with open arms, but he won't stop you.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar.
That's the one that stays in my head after all the years.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate. What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I'm not getting drawn into anything while I'm off duty. Wait till I'm back at the yard.
Do you know anything about some passengers that came into town by ship a few days ago?
That's not much to go on.
You're a corporal in the watch. You're supposed to have a keen, insightful mind.
They brought that regulation in after I joined.
Has there been a dwarf around asking questions?
Can't this wait till I get back to the yard? I'm off duty.
I have a funny feeling he's not going to give us anything useful until he's back on duty.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
I'm not getting drawn into anything while I'm off duty.
One last try.
Have you heard of the Milka? It arrived in town a short time ago.
How long ago?
3 days.
That's strange.
Why?
Well, there's been a string of odd murders in the last 3 days.
What do you mean, odd? I mean, this is Ankh Morpork we're talking about.
I'm not sure I should discuss the details with a pavilion.
A civilian, Nobby. How much have you had to drink?
I'm as sober as the day I was born.
That's a frightening thought.
Oh, well. Glad we pressed the matter. So I suspect that's going to allow us to get to the watch.
I'll catch you later, Nobby. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, don't get caught doing anything I wouldn't do. The captain of the Milka, Captain Jenkins, didn't seem to be a very happy man. Are you Captain Jenkins?
That depends on who's asking.
Don't play games. I'm just after a few answers.
That song really put you in a bad mood, didn't it?
If you're trying to get me angry, it's working.
No need to get upset. You need to drink more and think less.
If I drank any more than I do now, I'd never think again.
That's the ticket.
Oh man, maybe this game had more of an effect on me than I thought.
So, you're the captain of the Milka.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Ordinarily, I'd be happy being a captain of a fine ship like the Milka. But after this last voyage, I'm thinking of taking up farming.
Tough journey?
I don't want to talk about it.
What was so bad about the last voyage?
I told you I don't want to talk about it.
Sometimes it helps to talk about these things.
Why would I want to talk about it?
All right, let's put that another way. I want to talk about it, and the sooner I finish talking to you, the sooner you can get back to drinking.
By that logic, my best bet would be to just ignore you and carry on drinking.
I was never much good at logic. I did home economics at school. I was hoping you'd let me have a look around on the Milka.
I was hoping that I was going to make enough money to be able to buy myself a harem of exotic dancers called Chantel. But it looks like we're both going to be disappointed.
Is there any way I can persuade you to let me on your ship?
Is there any way I can persuade you to go away?
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate. Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar.
At some point it'll be the right thing to click on.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh Morpork?
I know that there are always murders in Ankh Morpork. See Ankh Morpork and die, they say. Often in the same day.
That's not a very helpful answer.
It wasn't a very sensible question.
On your last voyage, there were 3 passengers, right? Mundy and 2 others.
You tell me. You seem to know more about my ship than I do.
I just want to know what you can remember about them.
I remember that we picked them up in Ecclepon, and I know they had a lot of cargo. Oh, and one was a woman, and one was a man, I think.
You think he was a man?
There was something particularly foreign about him. I'm not sure what.
Where's Ecclepon?
Up near the hub. God's forsaken place. All there is to do there is drink and eat fish sandwiches with no tops on.
Sounds like a long way from the Circle C.
We got lost, all right. It's easy to mix up port and starboard when you've drunk too much port.
Are they still on board?
Nope. We dropped them in Ankh Morpork. And before you ask, I have no idea what they were doing here. That's not my business.
I was beginning to realize that Captain Jenkins only had 2 questions to ask his passengers. Where are you going, and how much money have you got? Has there been a dwarf around asking questions?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
There's no one I know.
I understand you are carrying a man named Mundy on your ship.
What's it to you?
I was hoping to find him.
Owes you money, does he?
No, he's an old friend.
Him? You must think I'm as drunk as I look.
Aren't you?
Well, okay, so maybe I am. What did you want to know?
Where is he now?
I've no idea. We picked him up in Sort a couple of weeks ago and we brought him here. That's about all I want to know about him.
Did he say what he was coming to Ankh Morpork for?
I think he said he was meeting someone.
Who?
I can barely remember my own name, let alone something I overheard through a doorway last week.
The Milka looks like a good ship.
You know nothing about ships, do you? She looks like exactly what she is. A run-down tramp schooner with no future.
Any chance I could look around her anyway?
All I want to do is get the cargo loaded and get out of this god's-forsaken city. I don't need people snooping around on board.
I was hoping I could offer to buy him a drink or something to have him let me on, but it's not happening. Perhaps...
I'll see you around, Captain.
Perhaps we need the authority of the Watch on our side now that Nobby's gone. Nice seeing Nobby again. I missed him after Discworld 1. There's the Pseudopolis Yard area. I'll go for it.
The headquarters of the Watch at Pseudopolis Yard. I headed over to Pseudopolis Yard, but Nobby wasn't there yet. I decided to come back later.
Oh. In that case, how do I get aboard the Milka?
Still here?
Not for much longer, I hope.
When do you sail?
As soon as we've got her loaded.
How much is passage? Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar.
Perhaps I could sneak my way on board with all these crates and this crate opening device that I've just found myself with. How could this have happened?
I didn't much like being jammed into a crate and loaded onto the ship, but I could think of worse fates. Like being jammed into a crate full of rats and loaded into the ship. What's your name then, little fellow? The hold was dark and dank, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. The bilge water was littered with flotsam that looked like the remains of a smashed crate. It was just flotsam. The hold was full of crates for the outgoing voyage. They were of little interest to me. It looked lived in. The question was, by what? There was nothing of value in the debris. A perfectly ordinary bunk bed. I searched a bunk and found a small scrap of cardboard. It could have been anything. There was a number on the back. Either a 6 or a 9. It was hard to say.
Hard to see the relevance of that, but it's something.
A bunk bed like any other. I searched one of the bunks but found nothing useful, and nothing I wanted to think too closely about.
Heinous. Can only think of one boat I've ever been on and slept on, and that's the Stockholm to Estonia ferry.
The River Ankh, the mighty river which gave Ankh Morpork its characteristic stench. Even before it entered the city, it was already slow and heavy with the silt of the snow plains. By the time it reached the seaward side, even an agnostic could walk across it. I hadn't given much thought to how I was going to get off the Milka. If I'd known what I had to do, I would never have gone on board in the first place. On an ordinary night, I'd sit around waiting for business. But this night, business was coming to me, and bringing trouble with it. Business, I didn't mind, but trouble was an unwelcome guest. And like all unwelcome guests, it was hard to ask it to leave. And by the third day, it was generally wearing your shirts and leaving its stuff in your bathroom.
Hello, Mr. Luton. I've been expecting you.
I should hope so. This is my office. How'd you get in?
Through the door. It was only locked. I know all about doors.
Good. Use this one to get out.
I have a message for you, Mr. Luton.
I don't take messages from strangers.
Then let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Al-Khali.
I don't take messages from dwarves named after cities.
My name isn't important.
You seem to think it was.
I've come to warn you to stay clear of the Mundy case.
I'll bear that in mind. Now get out.
If you don't stay clear of the Mundy case, something untoward may happen to you.
This is Ankh Morpork. Something untoward may happen to me whether I investigate this case or not. Now either you get out or I'll throw you out.
Don't say I didn't warn you, Mr. Luton.
Don't say I didn't ignore you, Mr. Al-Khali. A dwarf named after the Klatchian city of Al-Khali. And a threat. This case was getting more interesting by the minute. All we needed was a
We
troll
do
and a
actually
member
throw
of
him
the
out.
undead, and we could open an ethnic comedy on Broadway.
Not enough games feature tossing midgets. He didn't leave anything behind, did he?
I could hardly carry the desk around, even if I wanted to. All I had to do was track down Mundy and tell Carlotta where he was.
And no Rolling Ninja other than Stockholm to Tallinn. No multi-day cruises for me.
You could say this about Nabi. Deep down, he was a good man. Well, deep down, he was probably a man. Good might be stretching it a bit. Hello again, Nabi.
Hello, Luton.
Did I disturb you?
No. What made you think that?
Well, there appears to be smoke coming from your ear.
Oh, that. Well, I've been working hard, you see.
Working so hard that your ears have caught fire. Don't worry about it, Nobby. It's not like I'm going to report you.
I have been working, see?
Oh, sure. I never doubted it for a second.
Who's doing this incredibly good voice acting performance for Nobby, by the way?
How's work treating you then?
Not so bad, Luton. I've been busy, though. Rushed off my feet.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's got just the right amount of grubby Irishman about it.
I suppressed the urge to ask. I was broke, sure, but tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. Does this mean anything to you?
No.
There are just 4 male voice actors. You got a 25% chance just by guessing. Touché.
Do you know a dwarf by the name of Al Kali?
Never heard of him.
How did you know he was male, then?
You can't trick me. Everyone knows dwarves don't use the female pronoun.
Okay.
Mind you, I've always wondered what a female pronoun was.
One of nature's wonderful mysteries, Nobby.
Is it normally kept covered or what?
I'm going to leave it to your rather uninventive imagination, Nobby. I don't suppose you've investigated the passengers on the Milka, have you?
Of course I have.
Sorry, but you're not the most, diligent of investigators.
I work as hard as any man of my rank.
You're the only man of your rank. There's 3 dwarfs, 2 troll, a woman and a zombie with the same rank as you, but you're the only human male. I know you're human because you carry a bit of paper to prove it, signed by the midwife. The maleness, I'll take that on trust.
Do you want me to help you or not?
What have you got?
Well, I interviewed one of the passengers.
What did you learn?
That's official watch business.
You didn't learn anything, did you?
Not as such, no.
Any chance I could interview this passenger?
I don't see why not. She's down in the Cafe Ankh now.
Well, that's something, I guess. Has there been a dwarf around asking questions?
I don't know.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Never heard of him.
Have you learned anything about the Milka?
Yeah, not as such, no.
You go to great lengths to conceal how little work you do, don't you?
Hey.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
Never heard of him.
Yeah, somehow Nobby is being even less useful when he is actually at work.
Catch you later, Nobby.
Doesn't seem to be anywhere else I can explore here, though, so we'll come back and rub any new evidence we have against
The
Nobby.
troll stepped out of the shadows like light was too intimidated to illuminate him. He seemed like the quiet sort, but you got the feeling that if you stepped out of line, you'd get your teeth kicked down your throat. For that matter, he could kick your throat down your chest and your chest through your legs. But I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, because none of my clothes would fit.
Find them.
Sorry, friend, I don't understand.
Find them.
You want me to find Therma? Is that it? Well, what is it? A person? A thing? Look, if we're going to carry out a conversation, it'd help for you to talk.
Find them.
Okay, find Therma. What's your name, friend? There was something about a troll that big that made you want to call him friend.
Malachite. Find them. You've got to find her.
I wasn't about to argue with a troll that could twist my head off and use it as a cocktail onion. Okay, friend, what can you tell me about her? Any suggestions of where I should start looking?
Used to sing at the Octarine Ballad. Find them. Gotta find them.
How can I contact you?
Find them.
That was all he said. I guess he wasn't very bright. But then there's things under damp logs that are brighter than most trawls.
Gosh, the wonderful thing about remembering almost nothing about this game, I have no idea who or what Therma is, so finding it will be a real mystery. We'll follow this up immediately, though.
I'd heard of the Octarine parrot. It made other dives sound appealing. What a place. I could feel the rats in the walls. Hell, I could see the rats in the walls. In fact, some of them had come out of the walls and were sitting at the tables. The bartender was a half-elf called Mankin, and I knew he wouldn't appreciate someone coming into his place and asking questions. Fortunately, I didn't care what he appreciated.
Can I help you?
You could sell me a drink.
What's your poison?
I'd prefer whiskey straight with a whiskey chaser.
You didn't come here to drink, did you?
Well, I didn't come here for the sparkling conversation. Most of the customers go squeak, squeak. This seems like a nice place.
No, it doesn't. It seems like what it is. A wretched hive of scum and villainy.
It's tough to get to the top in that field. You could have that on a sign outside. Come to the Octarine Parrot, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy this side of the Ankh.
Are you being funny?
Apparently not.
You look a little nervous.
I can't shake the feeling that sooner or later someone is going to get their arm cut off. Have you always owned the parrot?
No. It used to be a troll bar. I took over the place after the riots.
Did you keep any of the staff?
Sure. I kept anyone who wanted to stay and wasn't too badly injured by the riots. But there's something about a group of rioting trolls that makes people reluctant to walk back into a place.
Or indeed unable. Did you keep any singers on the staff?
Only Sapphire.
It's not often I see a half-elf bartender.
Be honest. It's not often you see a half-elf.
Okay, you got me. What's the deal?
I don't like to talk about it.
I thought elves were supposed to be irrepressibly likable, so that they can get away with whatever acts of cruelty they want. Like cats.
Well, I'm not an elf, all right?
That's the problem, isn't it? Everyone can see that you've got elf blood in you, but you've got none of the advantages. All you get is people's prejudice.
I don't like your manner.
I'm not selling it. Tell me about Sapphire.
Why don't you just talk to her yourself? Just don't bother her while she's working, all right?
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. Does this mean anything to you?
A tiny piece of cardboard? It means you got far too much time on your hands.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. Do you know someone named Therma? She used to sing here.
That'd be before my time. Sapphire might know. She knew all the troll singers from back before I took over the parrot.
Do you know of a troll who goes by the name of Malachite? Tall, terse, and dense, in both senses of the word.
Might have been one of the customers from when this used to be a troll bar, but I wouldn't know him if he was.
Do you know anything about the recent murders?
Only what you're about to tell me.
You're not very helpful, are you?
Just because I don't want to help you doesn't mean I'm not helpful generically. Say, I do like your hard-boiled dialogue. How long do you boil it?
About 12 minutes from when the water begins to bubble. What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
Have you seen two strangers recently? Anyone who seemed more foreign than most?
No.
Has there been a dwarf around asking questions?
Nope.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
Quite like how easily this guy is just dismissing us.
I gave Mencken Mundy's description and asked if he'd seen him. He told me that he hadn't. Maybe I could trust him. A half-elf doesn't need to make any more enemies. Do you know anything about the Milka?
If you asked fewer questions, maybe you'd get more answers.
Touché.
Until later, Mencken. The bar looked almost as appealing as every other bar in town to me, but the drinks didn't exactly fill you with confidence. If I could have taken the bar with me, believe me, I would. The stage, where performers go up in front of a drunken crowd and sell their dignity to earn enough money to barely live on. It made me think that all the discs a stage and all the people players. Unfortunately, I felt like I'd been cast as an extra in my own life story.
These games are pointing a little too hard at me, come on. Spare me.
There was nothing I could do with the stage other than be glad I didn't have to perform on it. Can we talk?
Certainly look that way. Move mouth, waggle tongue. Yeah, it all working.
My name's Luton.
Sapphire.
I could already tell that Sapphire was a troll who could look after herself. I knew I'd have to watch my step around her. It was quite a long way around her, too, and not the pretty way. You been a singer here long?
Long enough.
Long enough for what?
Long enough to want to be singing somewhere else.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd tell you about myself in 4 words. Big ideas, small results.
Why did you become a singer?
Aren't many jobs for a troll like me. And at least this one honest.
Is honesty important to you?
As much as anything else.
I'm guessing nothing much matters to you right now, Sapphire.
You catch on quick, Luton.
What do you know about the barman?
Mencken? Not much. Know that him a bigger loser than me.
How come?
He owns this place. At least Sapphire leave if Sapphire wants to.
Why don't you leave?
Where would I go? No place on disc for a troll like me. Spend our whole lives waiting for break. Just one chance to come our way that can seize in both hands tightly. But it never come. Or if it do, we don't recognize it. So we go back to grind of job we hate. And just keep on ticking each day, one step closer to end.
Do you do children's parties?
Seem to recall there was some lore about how trolls die in Discworld, but I can't for the life of me remember it.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. Does this mean anything to you?
Ask too many questions and a girl loses interest.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. Do you know anything about the Milka?
Ask too many questions and a girl loses interest.
I gave Sapphire Mundy's description in the hope that she'd seen him around.
Don't ring no bells, honey, but that don't mean much. We get lots of humans through here, and they all look the same to me.
Have you heard of a troll singer named Therma? She used to work here.
Huh, a troll singer named Therma.
What's so funny?
Huh, nothing. Sure, Sapphire know her.
Know where I could find her?
Try morgue. She dead. Her house on Tallow Street collapsed while back now. We trolls may be tough, but we're not indestructible. Rumors say she was practicing her moves and knocked out load-bearing beam. Brought whole place down on top of her. That's why Sapphire never practiced.
That's the only reason.
That, and I don't wanna.
Know where she's buried?
Sapphire don't know, but think they buried her under stage name Madame Lodestone.
Madame Lodestone?
Sure, on account of how attractive she was.
I remember from the books that the trolls became more intelligent the colder the temperature is. It's sad Ankh Morpork is a hot place. I vaguely remember that, but Ankh Morpork certainly doesn't look like a hot place, does it?
I don't suppose you'd know a big troll called Malachite.
Sure, he troll a few words, 'cause he don't know that many.
Do you know where I could find him?
Sapphire not seen him in years, but you try Rodin's workshop. He used to hang out there.
Have you heard of a troll singer named Therma? She used to work here.
Huh.
So Therma performed here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Who are you? The narrator? I told you that already.
Word is there's been a lot of strange murders recently.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Why not?
There are a lot of strange people in this city.
I've already gotten information and a location out of you, but it couldn't hurt to ask about other things.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Kali?
Sci-fi know a lot of people, but don't know everyone, mister.
Have you seen two strangers recently? Anyone who seemed more foreign than most?
Ask too many questions and a girl loses interest.
Right, I think we're done here.
I couldn't imagine who would pay attention to the notices in a seedy dive like the Parrot, but I guess they were of interest to someone. Come and see the greatest historical tragedy ever told, Antilogy and Cleffatara, Whell's masterpiece as 'twas meant to be performed by actors. I'm back, so I can see. This seems like a nice place.
Now we have options aplenty, but where? First I want to talk to the man on the boat, see if he had anything new after we snuck aboard.
Something told... Still here?
Not for much longer, I hope.
When do you sail?
As soon as we've got her loaded.
What? Do you... I decided it wasn't a good idea to give away the fact that I'd stolen aboard his ship.
Ah, that's a shame, because that's exactly what I was planning on doing.
I gave the description of Al-Kali to the first mate, and he recognized it.
Yeah, that's the dwarf who was asking about Monday before. Strange little fellow.
A word of advice. Don't use phrases like strange little fellow when you're talking about dwarves. Especially not drunken dwarves, or dwarves like Al-Kali who seem to think they're invulnerable. Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
I think that recording had a bit of the voice actor clearing his throat when he said that line about Therma. Alright, all's well and good for now. This place brings back memories. I think the game used to crash whenever it loaded this workshop. So when I tried to play this game back in 1999 or wherever, this is as far as I could go, because just entering this place would cause crash to desktop. Yes, I'd forgotten that until I saw this contraption.
At first glance, Rodin looked like a typical sculptor. On closer examination, I decided he was much less. You wouldn't happen to be Rodin, would you?
Ah, I know that one. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Take your time.
Yes. Yes, I think I am Rodin. How can I be sure?
Beats me. I had a note from my mother the day they did philosophy at school.
You must conceive form in depth.
Why?
Do you know, I don't remember.
It figures.
What do you make of this?
I stared at the statue he was working on. Face to face with art, we shuffle our feet and apologize. We say, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like. Well, most people do. I can't even say I know what I like. But that's not the point. The point is that if knowing what you like is good enough for shoes and drinks and women, what's wrong with applying the same rule to art? I guess people don't like to look stupid. Personally, I think art's for guys who couldn't do basic maths.
Do you like it?
Well, I don't know much about art. Sometimes I could be such a coward. So you're a sculptor, then?
Yes. Yes? I'm reasonably sure I am. Something like that, anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that you aren't going to be much good at small talk?
Oh, I think talking to this guy is going to be painful.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. I suppressed the urge to ask for money. Does this mean anything to you?
And I can't hit any button to end this animation either. Or maybe I can?
Does this mean
Sir?
anything to you?
That's familiar.
Rodan wasn't good at remembering details like his name or my name or what year it was.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Right, maybe we should just get straight to the point. We know that you know about... Oh, crikey, I have forgotten, haven't I?
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Where do I know that name from?
It wasn't hard to lose patience with Rodan. Every day probably took him by complete surprise. Do you know a troll named Malachite?
Malachite. Malachite. It sounds familiar.
In your own time.
I think he works for me. Or he did work for me. No, I think he must still work for me. Look, there he is over there.
Okay, but maybe you know this Madame Lodestone. Can I find her, though?
Have you heard of a troll named Madame Lodestone?
Madame Lodestone, the fount of all relief. Relief, relief to be observed and not outlined. Relief tours determination. That's the main thing. To hope, tremble, to be drunk. It's a man's life in the Imperial Artists.
You're not making any sense.
Sorry.
Was not particularly useful. Maybe I can just go and talk
I guess
to
you better get back to your work.
Malachite and have nothing to do with this man again. Ah.
All I knew about the statue was that it was a work in progress. I didn't have any reason to steal Rodan's statue. Malachite was the biggest troll I'd ever seen. Actually, Malachite was the biggest living thing I'd ever seen, and possibly the dumbest, too. You're a tough troll to find, Malachite. You could say something. Okay, so I'll do the talking. So how you been keeping, Malachite? Okay, I guess you don't want to talk about that. This where you're staying at the moment? I guess you're not going to talk about that either. Heard any good jokes recently? How many trawls does it take to change a lamp wick? Want me to give you a clue? Does this mean anything to you? Malachite listened to what I said, but said nothing. He wasn't what you'd call the prince of repartee. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think Therma might be dead. Her house collapsed. She's been gone a while. Are you going to say something?
Need to see the body.
The body?
Find Therma. Need to see body.
Okay, the body. No problem. Sheesh. Always a pleasure talking at you, Malachite.
Talking at you. Not bad. Oh, hello.
For some reason, there was a grappling iron on the floor near Malachite. I couldn't have been more interested in it, even if it had plot device written across it in large letters. I don't know why I thought stealing the grapple would be easier than talking to Malachite. It wasn't. Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything. I know how you'd love to talk, but I'd hate for you to wear out that beautiful voice of yours. So how you been keeping, Malachite?
So I imagine we find, I guess, the morgue, find Lodestone, tell Malachite where she is, and then we can grab ourselves the grapple. Whether or not it's going to need a rope attached to it to be useful is anyone's guess. But there was talk of there being the morgue, right? I sure as sugar don't see a morgue around here.
You can't recall if the whiskey knocked you flat, or if
I thought I told you never to Ilsa. I thought I would never see her again. I prayed that I'd never see her again. But either the gods didn't listen, or they were having a laugh at my expense. Knowing the gods of the Discworld, I had a pretty good idea which. Play it again, Sam. You know what? No one's ever going to believe you said that. Hello, Ilsa. How long's it been?
Too long.
That's funny. I was thinking that it wasn't long enough.
Aren't you pleased to see me?
Sure. Like a jellyfish praying for the tide to come in.
What's that supposed to mean?
If I always knew what I meant, I'd be a genius.
Back then, you always knew what to say.
I still know what to say. I just choose not to.
You're getting a big kick out of making me feel cheap, aren't you? Well, maybe I had it coming.
Hey, don't take my side. You'll take all the fun out of it. I spent years rehearsing what I'd say if I saw you again. What I'd ask you. I tried to imagine what you'd say.
But now I'm here. You can't think of anything to say?
Now you're here, and I just want to slap you. Just once. Across the cheek.
What will that prove?
That I still haven't forgiven you.
You're not making this easy, Luton.
Did you think I would? Did you think I'd just come bouncing up to you like a trained puppy? Maybe I'd wag my tail and wait for you to throw me a stick. Well, I'm never going to be another woman's dog for as long as I live.
That's cruel.
Not as cruel as the day you left me. Don't go far. I might want to shout at you again.
I'm sorry, Luton.
Not sorry enough.
You came back.
I'm not staying. I spent years rehearsing what I'd say if I saw you again. What made you ask for that song?
I was feeling sentimental.
It's good to know that you still remember me.
How could I forget?
I don't know. But you managed to leave. I figured you'd probably manage to forget as well.
Never.
I tried to forget you. I tried to forget the day you left. I tried to forget the good times. I tried to drown your memory in cheap whiskey.
And did you forget?
I don't remember.
I still remember you. That's what the song means to me. It's everything that's good about our time together.
You got lucky, Ilsa. You got all the good memories, and I got all the bad.
It didn't have to be like that.
It's always like that. I suppose you have some explanation for what you did. Some pat excuse that'll make everything all right.
There's no excuse for what I did.
At least we agree on one thing.
Why do you hate me so much?
Because I had everything when I had you. And when you left, you took everything with you. It's easy to hate someone who took it all away from you.
It hurts to hear you talk like this.
Good.
Oh, Luton, ahead of your time. I'm not sure I want to quiz you about anything. Maybe I just want to beat you up with a crowbar.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I found this on the Milka. Does it mean anything to you?
A piece of cardboard with a number on it?
I think it might have something to do with Monday.
If you've constructed murder and a giant conspiracy out of that, I'm going to be very impressed.
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
What could she possibly know?
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
I've not met them. Sorry.
At least she's quick to tell us that. Oh, it's already a relief not to be with a sculptor.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Tell me one thing, Ilsa. Are you involved in these murders?
What?
The murders. They started when you arrived in town.
I can't believe that you would think such a thing. That's terrible. I mean, I know I've done some bad things, but I've never killed anyone in all my life.
Just checking. What do you know about a dwarf named Alkali?
I've not met them. Sorry.
So, you came in on the Milka, did you?
Yes.
Alone?
No. I came with a companion.
It figures.
What?
Women like you are never alone.
I've been alone.
You know nothing about loneliness. You know nothing about what it's like to not know why you've been abandoned. You don't know what it's like to watch your career slip away because the one thing you care about has been taken from you. You don't know what it's like to spend years going into restaurants and asking for a table for one.
You don't eat in restaurants.
Okay, but if I did, that's what I'd ask for.
Why did you ask about the Milka?
You came aboard in Ecclepon, right? With a man.
Yes. His name's Two Conkers. How did you know?
It's my job to know.
You're being paid to find out where people board ships?
No, I'm a private investigator. Ilsa had told me she was traveling with a man named Two Conkers. For now, that was all I needed to know. What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Ilsa had...
At least that gives us something to talk to the captain about. Otherwise, I'm not sure you have anything else for me.
Have you met a man named Monday?
Yes, there was a man named Monday on the ship we came in on. He kept himself to himself, mostly.
What can you tell me about him?
He seemed nervous.
Anything else?
I remember him going down to the cargo hold at one point. He looked really shifty, as if he was hiding something.
Is that it?
That's all I can think of.
Ilsa had told me she was traveling with a man named Two Conkers.
Maybe that's a message to go and check a bit more inside the cargo hold on the Milka. I should probably check and see if I can still do that.
Don't go far. I might want to shout at you again.
I'm sorry, Luton.
Not sorry enough. An old flame. Frankly, my life would have been better if she'd stayed out of it. I suppressed the urge to get myself a drink, although I could really have used one. My old friend the bar, I was tempted to order a drink, but I was working. Hello again.
Hello yourself.
So, I was hoping you'd let me have a look around on the Milka.
I was hoping.
I didn't want to show Captain Jenkins anything that might give away the fact that I'd been aboard his ship.
Navigating this interface is a little bit unclear. Well, it's not a little unclear, it's a lot unclear.
Do the names Ilsa and Two Conkers mean anything to you?
How many names is that?
2.
Apparently not.
They were on your ship.
Ah, I see. Ask me that question again.
Do the names Ilsa and Two Conkers mean anything to you?
Yes, they were on my ship.
You're not gonna tell me anything useful, are you?
It's not looking likely, is it?
I was hoping that would get me somewhere.
The Milka looks like a good ship. I decided not to disturb Samael while he was working. The cart was being loaded with barrels of wine. Apart from the wine, I can't say I was interested.
Why must I?
Hello again. Hello. How's work treating you then? Not so bad, Luton. I've been busy, though. Rushed off my feet. Yeah, I can tell.
Now, do you have a morgue here where I can find Madame Lodestone, please? Oh God, where is she?
It didn't seem worth asking about that. Any word on these murders? Nothing yet, but our top investigators are working on the case 24 hours a day. Nobby? Yeah? Are you one of those crack investigators? Yeah? Why? Never mind. Just a thought. Have you ever heard of a troll by the name of Madame Lodestone? Madame Lodestone? No, there's a name I've not heard in quite a while. You know her, then? Well, no, but I've heard of her. She died in some sort of construction mishap. A mishap, Nobby. Whatever. Anyway, if memory serves, they put her body in the Salachi mausoleum. Don't know how she ended up in such an exclusive establishment, but that's how I heard it. That doesn't sound very likely. You did ask. Have you heard of a singer called Therma? Never heard of her.
Okay, so it was important to get the name Madame Lodestone. Thank you, Nobby.
Catch you later, Nobby. Like measles, maybe. Or athlete's foot.
Oh, I need to try that next time I tell someone I'll catch them later.
The Salachi family mausoleum was one of the most beautiful buildings I'd ever seen, nestled in an upmarket part of the city of Ankh. It was unguarded because, quite frankly, no one in their right mind would do anything to offend the Salachi family, given their ties to the Assassin's Guild. It wasn't just something that wasn't done. It was also something that wasn't survived. The Salaci family mausoleum was full of tombs. More chambers, annexes, vaults, sepulchres, and catacombs than a thesaurus. I tried to find Therma's grave, but it was a waste of time. You'd need to be an expert in heraldry or genealogy to even begin to navigate around it. I'll say this for the nobility. They keep their dead well indexed.
And who would know their way around here?
I tried to find Therma's grave, but it was a waste of time.
Who would be an expert on dead? Oh, probably not you. Probably not Rodan. Probably not us. Mankin?
I'm back, so I can see.
I mean, you look pretty dead on the inside.
You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
Nope.
Alright, how about a vampire then? Thank goodness this game has, like in Discworld 2, the double click to instantly transition.
I decided not to disturb Samael while he was working.
Damn, is Ilsa secretly good with the dead?
You came back.
I'm not staying. You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
I'm sorry, Luton. I don't know anything about that.
Hello again.
I doubt it would be you, but I already clicked here.
You wouldn't happen to...
I'm afraid I can't really help you with that.
There's no way Nobby would be useful. But maybe he knows somebody that would
Hello
be.
again. You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
Give me a break, Luton. I don't know everything.
Okay, probably it's the most dreaded answer, that useless guy Rodan.
Hello again.
Oh, talking to this guy is a cruel joke. Oh yeah, he may have done some of the graves.
Can you tell me anything about the Salaci mausoleum?
The mausoleum. The place where the Salaci family bury their dead. The site of burial. The center of internment. The dominant plane, clearly indicated, form directed towards you, all life surging from a center, expanding from within outwards.
Can you tell me anything about the mausoleum?
No, sorry.
Oh, that hurts. Hey, his voice there put me in mind of Final Fantasy X, though. He doesn't happen to share a voice actor, does he?
Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything. I know how you'd love to talk, but I'd hate for you to wear out that beautiful voice of yours. Do you know anything about the Salaci mausoleum? Hello? Hello? Maybe this is a time to take no reply for an answer.
Hey, where'd the grappling hook go?
So how you been keeping, Malachite?
It's gone. And I sure as sugar didn't take it. How troublesome. Well, it's not like we've talked to everyone. I've written some people off saying surely they wouldn't know, but maybe, just maybe, the Wharfman knows.
Still here?
Not
You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
Sorry, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Something told me I wasn't going to learn anything useful from the sailor.
And I doubt I can get back on the ship this way, because he's back.
Oh, get away from that.
Uh-huh. Well, one thing I absolutely do want to do is save and save often. Oh good, it takes number pad input this time. Don't know about you, but I almost never use the horizontal 1 through 9 and 0. I use number pad. Just feels right. Okay, who have we not bothered then? Actually you. I can't seem to talk to you again.
There was nothing I could do with the stage other than be glad I didn't have to perform on it.
Maybe I can't talk to you unless I talk to Mankin first.
I'm back, so I can see. I'm back. This seems... Have you all... Tell me about Sapphire.
Why don't you just talk to her yourself? Just don't bother her while she's working, alright?
It's not often I see...
No, not happening. Who have we not bothered then? There's Rodan, there's Nobby, there's a ship guy. There wasn't a new location, was there? No siree. Can't talk to Samuel. Samuel makes a lot of sense. Why can't we talk to him? Why is he busy working? Stop playing it again, Sam.
I decided not to disturb Samael while he was working. Hello again.
Hello yourself.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
There's no one I know.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh Morpork?
I know that there are always murders in Ankh Morpork. See Ankh Morpork and die, they say.
I'm open to that idea as well, Pepper, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm missing.
So,
Yeah, must find Therma. Having difficulty with that part. And there's no other location around here that's evading me, is there? They all seem to pop out rather nicely. I didn't leave anything way back in my office, did I? The desk, the filing cabinet. Already checked for any files. I worry that Rodan has information for me, but I don't want to grind all the questions with him because he's so
hello again.
agonizing to talk to.
So you're a... You wouldn't happen to know anything about the recent murders, would you?
Oh, murders. Yes.
Murders. When people are killed.
No. Don't know anything about that.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Where do I know that name from?
It wasn't hard to lose patience with Rodan. Every day probably took him by complete surprise.
I don't think I've ever asked everyone about Two Conkers, though. Perhaps I should.
Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything.
Do you know about Two Conkers?
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers? Malachite was as talkative as a corpse, and only slightly more attractive.
Prime target for the crowbar policy. or relaxing thereof. Right, perhaps you know a thing or two about two conkers.
When I gave Ilsa and two conkers' description to the first mate, his eyes lit up.
That sounds like the two strangers from the last voyage. You're not with the watch, are you?
Not anymore. Why do you ask?
You just seem to have a good idea of what's going on.
And you thought that meant I was in the watch? Ha! You don't know the Ankh Morpork watch very well, do you?
Oh, but,
When I get...
That sounds like you're
Not a... Why you just... And you thought...
Got me excited over nothing there. Who else could know something about two conkers?
When do you sail? What were the passengers on? Do you...
Nobby, do you know two conkers? Although I think I've already asked you.
Hello again. It didn't seem worth asking about that.
Damn, I'm stumped early. There isn't anything else in the mausoleum other than these tombs that I get lost in, is there?
The central atrium of the mausoleum opened up so that you could see the sky. I guess on some nights it must have been quite a beautiful sight. But this wasn't one of those nights. I like the sky as much as the next man. But it wasn't exactly something I could pick up and put in my pocket. I tried to find Therma's grave, but it was a waste of time. You'd need to be an expert in heraldry or genealogy to even begin to navigate around it. I'll say this for the nobility. They keep their dead well indexed.
Well, Commander Vimes married into the royalty, but we haven't been able to meet Vimes.
Hello again. Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
Yeah.
It was...
Does this guy know anything? Other than telling us that Malachite is right over there.
You wouldn't happen to know any...
Oh.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Yeah.
It wasn't hard.
Yes, I'm certainly losing my patience with this man.
What do you...
Yeah.
It wasn't...
Okay, I'm keen to give up on this man, although...
Hello again.
What happens when I just talk to him normally? Does that open up anything new? Please, man.
So you're a sculptor, then?
No,
I guess-
okay. Get me away from Rodan. Crashes Jake. Recalls a rage quit, so heavens no. I am stumped, but all I need to do is get unstumped. Is there really nothing I can do with Mankin? Do you know two conkers?
I'm back. Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
Do you know...
If you asked fewer, I read.
I gave me a...
feel like this man has given me very little to work on, so maybe...
You wouldn't happen...
No.
Heard of a troll?
Sooner or later, you're gonna get tired of me telling you to talk to Sapphire.
Yeah, he hasn't given me much, so maybe I can rub everything against him and see what happens.
Do you know she...
That'd be Sapphire.
Do you talk...
Might have been one of the but I...
Do you know anything about the recent murders?
Only what you're about to tell me.
He mentioned heraldry and genealogy when wandering through the museum. Could somebody know something about that? I've been thinking about that, but also I've asked everybody about it that I can think of, and we've gotten nowhere.
What do you...
I know a lot of people.
Oh, I could talk to Sapphire again. Maybe you have to wait out her singing.
Good to see you again, Sapphire.
Feelings neutral, I'm sure.
What's the connection between Malachite and Therma?
How would Sapphire know? Ask him yourself. Oh, but one piece of advice. Don't tell Malachite that Therma did.
Why not?
You wouldn't want to be bearer of bad news to Troll like that.
He's not above killing the messenger, then.
He's not above eating the messenger, honey.
I didn't think trolls could digest human flesh.
Right, it make them ill. That make you feel better?
You been a singer here long?
Long enough.
Tell me, what do you... Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers?
Sapphire know a lot of people, but don't know everyone, mister.
Okay, Sapphire, you're my last hope on this whole exploring the mausoleum place.
You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
Wouldn't know anything about that.
Damn.
So Therma performed here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Who are you, the narrator? I told you that already.
He certainly did. Are we at the stage of rubbing notebook against the notebook stage? Yeah. Although that does give me an idea. A very potentially good idea if it works. If it doesn't work, then it's awful. I got nothing to do with you, but what I think here is that maybe Luton needs to do some of the thinking. Because what you can do with your notebook notes is read them yourself.
I'd learned that Ilsa was in town and traveling with a man named Two Conquers. At the start, all I knew about the mysterious Therma was that Malachite wanted me to find her, and that she used to sing at the Octarine Parrot. The big troll had come up to me out of nowhere and asked me to find Therma. He certainly wasn't the brightest troll I'd met. The dwarf had tried to threaten me off the Mundy case. I knew right from the start that he knew more than he was telling me. Beautiful, seductive, and dangerous. Carlotta was worth a stare. She was trouble. Nobby had told me that there were some mysterious murders in Ankh Morpork in the last few days.
Oh. No. You can take a clue and rub it against another clue, I think.
I'd learned that Ilsa... If there was a connection, it wasn't one I could see.
So how do I drop this?
Do you know a woman...
Sapphire.
Okay. So perhaps I should take one of these clues and connect it with another clue. That is quite interesting. I suppose it's what makes it a detective game rather than just a point and click.
The Milka was the tramp schooner that Mundy had come in on, and I knew it was berthed at the wharf. Carlotta had hired me to track down Mundy. At the beginning, that was pretty much all I knew about him.
But it's maybe a bit of an assumption that any of this stuff would connect. So we already know that Ilsa and 2 conquerors were the mysterious passengers along with... Monday. Gosh, it's that game with the mysterious hand sign all over again, isn't it? With investigator, what was his name again? Perkins? Does this mean anything?
At the start, all I knew about the mysterious Therma was that Malachite wanted me to find her, and that she used to sing at the Octarine Parrot.
I take Therma and mash her against Madame Lodestone, although we already know that they're the same.
Were Madame Lodestone and Therma the same person? I needed to know.
Yes.
I knew that Madame Lodestone was buried in the mausoleum, which meant if Therma was Madame Lodestone, she was buried there.
Yes.
What was the connection between Malachite and Therma? I'd learned that Therma was buried in the Salachi vault, but I still had to check it. I probably shouldn't tell Malachite until I was sure. I'd learned that Apparently Therma's stage name had been Madame Lodestone. Strange that Malachite hadn't mentioned that to me.
Should I perhaps ask Malachite about the name Madame Lodestone? He doesn't seem to want to talk about it, though, and I can't seem to shake the... There we go. Come on, Luton. There's still thinking to be done.
I knew that Madame Lodestone was buried in the mausoleum, which meant if Therma was Madame Lodestone, she was buried there. I knew that I'd learned that Therma was buried in the Salachi vault, but I still had to check it. I probably shouldn't tell Malachite until I was sure. Useful though they are, an exit is just an exit.
Keep thinking this is a place I can go to. Yes, Inspector Jenks, that's the one.
Hello again, I hate to be the bearer. Are you...
Need to see the body.
The body? It'd be really useful if you could tell me something about Therma that I could use to find her.
Therma. Find Therma.
Yes, I know that part, but I need some leads if I'm going to find her.
Find Therma.
Malachite wasn't being very helpful, but he was tall and threatening, so I guess everyone has something going for them.
He certainly is.
There didn't seem much point in asking Malachite about himself. He wasn't likely to say anything useful. Frankly, he wasn't likely to say anything. It was looking like the only way to get through to this guy was with a chisel. Do you know anything about the Salachi Mausoleum? Hello? Hello? Maybe this is a time to take no reply for an answer.
I'm running out of ideas here. Chat, if you have any bright ideas, then I'm all ears. I can't help but feel that I am meant to rub some kind of note against another note to come to a conclusion.
I'd heard that Therma sang under the stage name of Madame Lodestone. I'd also heard that she was dead. At the start, all I knew about the mysterious Therma was that Malachite wanted me to find her, and that she used to sing at the Octarine Parrot.
Have you asked Nobby about Malachite? Gosh, at this point, remembering anything I've asked anybody about is tough, but I can always give it a go.
Hello again. I don't suppose you know a troll named Malachite.
Not Mount Malachite.
Describe him.
Big, tall, stupid, not very talkative.
That's the one.
He went down for theft years ago. I seem to remember he had an accomplice.
An accomplice?
Yeah, He denied it, but we all thought he was working with someone.
I don't reckon he was the brains of the outfit. What happened?
He escaped. Not that long ago either. As far as I know, he's on the lam. Why? You've seen him?
No, just interested.
That didn't give us any new information, though.
How's work?
Unless I can now ask Malachite about his robberies. That's not where we find Malachite.
Hello again, Malachite. No. So.
Unfortunately, that didn't help us out so much. Didn't give us a new note either.
At the start, the big troll had come up to me out of nowhere and asked me to find Therma. He certainly wasn't the brightest troll I'd met.
Damn, that felt like it was going somewhere, but in fact it was going nowhere. Anything more we can drill out of Ilsa then? Surely he has more to tell than just Tukonkar's name.
You came back.
I spent years. What made you?
Yeah, we talked about that already. I'm fairly certain I grinded everything against her about the notes.
Ilsa had told me she was traveling with a man named...
But one can try again.
Conkers. For now, that was all I needed to know. You wouldn't have...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she doesn't know about that.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Yeah, I showed her the paper. Nobody's given me anything on the paper.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
I've not met them. Sorry.
I shouldn't have anything to say about the murders.
What do you...
I've not met...
Doesn't know Carlotta.
What?
I've not met...
Doesn't know you. Doesn't know Malachite.
I've not...
You don't know anyone, do you? Useless.
Have you met a man named Monday?
Yes, there was a man named Monday on the ship we came in on. He kept himself to himself.
What can you... Anything? Is that...
Yeah, but that's nothing new.
Ilsa had told me. Hello again.
I wasn't able to get anything new out of the captain either.
What was so...
He still doesn't want to talk about things.
Is there any way I can persuade you to let me on your ship?
Is there any way?
Can't break his head with a crowbar.
Have you heard of...
There no way.
And you don't know any of these people, do you?
There no...
You know, it just struck me, says Rainey, insofar as detective games are concerned, there isn't a game that springs to mind where you constantly do things, like talk about someone you're not supposed to. You can end on another path, basically multi-ending sort of thing. Well, it doesn't come to mind for me either, but I haven't played many detective games.
What?
There no...
Yeah, they're no one you know.
To the next...
How many...
Two.
To the... Yeah,
Here.
The Ace Attorney games? There's token multi-endings on those.
The Milka looks like a good ship.
I do really like the Ace Attorney games. Oh, you didn't say Ace Attorney, you said Avian Attorney. That's a different story. One that I don't know.
I'll see you around, Captain.
This is going not well, though. I have no leads coming to mind. I can't talk to Samuel. Nobody knows their way around the... the mausoleum.
There was no use trying to talk to the golem. It couldn't speak.
And I cannot get down to the trapdoor.
I knew full well that I wouldn't be able to get down there without permission and the right key. I guess I never really noticed.
One thing to say about this game is giving us very, very few items.
You can't go around jimmying every door open just because you can. Besides,
Are hints allowed, says Archduke? Well, if you don't know the answer, sure. I'm interested in blind hinting here. That way it remains a detective experience, but if you already just know the answers, then that's a bit unsporting. Even so, I am stuck here, and I am more than open to anyone with an idea of what could be done now. I've talked to everyone about what I feel is everything, but I've clearly missed something, and my instincts still tell me I meant to rub one of my own clues against myself. No, Luton, come back. I didn't actually want you to go away there. I wanted to click on you. Maybe you have to wait for Samuel to stop playing, like the troll singing. It's an idea. It's weird, but it's certainly an idea. Well, it would be weird if it hadn't happened with what's-her-face earlier. And at least while he's playing, I can rub the clues against myself.
the pianist, Samael, was one of Cafe Ankh's greatest assets. I decided not to disturb Samael while he was working.
Yeah, you keep working whilst I rub myself on this. Might get some paper cuts, though.
The Milka was the tramp schooner. Carlotta had hired me to track down Mundy. At the beginning, that was pretty much all I knew about him.
Now, we've definitely not found any information about Mundy. The Therma case is the one that's really making headway, kind of.
The big troll had come up to me out of nowhere and asked me to find Therma. He certainly wasn't the brightest troll I'd met. What was the connection between Malachite and Therma? Apparently Therma's strange that Malachite hadn't mentioned that to me.
That is strange, but when I tried to bring up the name Madame Lodestone with Malachite, it was just informing him that she's probably dead.
I'd learnt that Therma was buried in the Salachi vault, but I still had to check it. I probably shouldn't tell Malachite until I was sure. I'd learnt that I probably... Were Madame Lodestone and Therma the same person? I needed to know.
Did we find everything on the ship? I found a scrap of paper and that's it. To add slight insult to very slight injury, I can't get back on because there's a sailor now guarding the box.
I knew that Madame... I didn't know enough about the murders to start jumping to conclusions.
That is true. There was mention of something weird going on down in the storage area of the boat. So I have been keen to go and recheck that out. But of course the guy's in the way, and it really doesn't look like the pianist is going to stop. Come on, Samuel, don't play it again.
I decided...
I could give it a go. I mean, he's certainly there.
Something told... A crate. I couldn't...
He's still there, and he's still there, and he's still there. He's gone! Oh! Maybe now I can investigate. Thank you kindly, Glyph Keeper. I wanted back in here. Because we were told something was going on down in this little lair.
There was nothing of value in the debris. It looked lived in. The question was, by what?
That was devious.
The bilge water was littered with flotsam that looked like the remains of a smashed crate.
Indeed. Can we crowbar our way into any more of these?
I could have used the crowbar to get into the crates, but They weren't going to contain anything interesting.
How do you know that?
It was just flotsam. I didn't think there was much I could do with the debris.
The only thing I can do is jump into the Ankh and check out that room again, so... Damn it, my best thought was going down there and checking out that little lair, because we were told that he was going down into the containment area doing shifty things. Otherwise, I'm just here with nothing to show for it. Oh?
There were some strange scratches on the bedpost, which looked as if they'd been caused by either a wild animal or a man with very bad dental hygiene. What they meant was anyone's guess. I wasn't about to tear the bedpost off the bed.
Can I not do something with this, though? Can't use my notebook on it.
There were some strange scratches on the...
I could perhaps ask Ilse about the scratches. Maybe they're hers?
I searched one of the bunks, but a bunk bed.
Can't hold my piece of paper against the scratches and do something with that, can I?
The scrap had no connection to the scratches that I could see.
Okay, last idea. We prise the thing off with our crowbar.
What was I going to do? Wreck a perfectly good bed?
Yes?
What was I going to do? Wreck a perfectly good bed?
I am all but certain there is still something left in here, because we were specifically told that the suspicious guy on the boat, Mundy, was getting up to no good down in the cargo hold. So let's be...
Whatever I had sensed in the hold, it was gone now.
Sensed?
There was nothing of value in the debris.
Oh, I thought I'd hovered over this and it just says flotsam, but the label can be had. I think.
I pulled the label out of the wreckage. It had writing on it that I couldn't understand.
Ah! Okay, well, hey, progress is progress.
I'd pulled the label out of the flotsam in the bilge water of the Milka. Unfortunately, I couldn't read it.
I know someone who could.
One of the figures looked like a number, but I couldn't be sure.
I'm pretty sure a half-elf could figure this out.
I'd managed to remain hidden on the ship, but I knew my luck couldn't last forever, because I'd stopped being lucky around age 12. The first mate looked less than happy, but I don't think he saw who I was as I dived in elegantly onto the Ankh. Fortunately, the crust of the Ankh was soft that night, and I escaped both injury and discovery, although I needed 2 baths just to feel dirty. Still here?
Not for much longer, I hope.
Well,
Okay, good. He doesn't seem to know that was rancid, though. The fact that the sailor there, sometimes not. Ooh, grim. All right, knife ears, don't play dumb with me. You know what this is.
can you read this?
Nope.
Ah, well. About that.
Useful though they are.
Come on, use the exit. Who else would know strange writing? Your old flame might, she certainly might. But Nobby, I'd love to bother him on duty.
Can you read this?
Give me a break, Luton. I don't...
Okay, well, it was worth a try.
Can you read this?
Yes, it says
Whoa.
Pier 5.
What language?
Agatean.
How do you know an obscure language like that?
Actually, Two Conkers is from the counterweight continent. I learnt it from him.
I thought that people weren't allowed to leave the Agatean Empire.
Oh, things have freed up these days.
I'd be careful who you tell about Two Conkers, Ilsa.
Why?
People can be funny about foreigners, and there's always been rumors about the Empire. They say they use powerful magic there. The last time one of them arrived here, the city got burned down.
Two Conkers isn't going to burn the city down.
You know that, and I know that. But the average man on the street doesn't know that. They see the unknown as a threat.
Why? Two Conkers is harmless. No one's that stupid.
Let me let you in on a little-known secret. You know how stupid the average person is?
I think so, yes.
Well, statistically, half of them are even dumber than that.
I guess that allows us to access Pier 5. Hey.
The watchman had a look of mad dedication about him. It was the kind of look that could only be achieved by someone whose job was so mind-numbingly tedious that their only pleasure came from being blisteringly unhelpful to everyone who came along. I take it you're the watchman for this warehouse?
Wow, you're sharp. People never work that out. I mean, there are so many reasons that I might want to be out here on a pier in the middle of nowhere, but you went straight to the fact that I'm a watchman. Well done.
That's a real talent you've got there. It usually takes me much longer to take a dislike for someone. Let me guess. Not only are you the watchman for this warehouse, but you are so bored that anyone who comes along is a target for abuse.
You're good. I'll give you that. Sharp as a pancake. What brings you here?
Research. I'm on an investigation.
You with the watch?
No, I work alone.
So you're a criminal.
This is Ankh Morpork. We're all guilty of something.
I'm not. Pure as the driven snow.
Oh, yeah? Well, you've just directly violated the patrician's laws about groundless metaphor.
What?
Well, can you prove to me that you're as pure as snow?
Ah, but that wasn't a metaphor. That was a simile.
Because, of course, the patrician is going to be swayed by a pedantic defense like that.
I guess you have a point.
Have you seen any labels like this before?
Oh, sure.
Where?
On crates.
I have this inescapable feeling that I could try and get some useful information out of you about this, but that it wouldn't be worth the time and effort I'd have to spend on the way.
I'd go with that feeling if I were you.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. Does this mean anything to you?
That's nothing to do with me.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money.
I like how using the purse, the inherent idea is that you use it to beg for money rather than offer people money. Right, could you possibly have information for me? I doubt it, but it's worth a try.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sorry, I don't get to socialize much with this job. It's the night work, you know.
I do know.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Sorry.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry.
I highly doubt you know anything about the mausoleum, but we could try.
I gave the watchman Al Kali's description. He didn't recognize it. What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Sorry.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh Morpork?
That's nothing to do with me.
Dearie me.
You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
That's nothing to do with me.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Sorry.
Okay, I assume you have absolutely nothing for me. So talking to you has been a complete waste of time. Is that really true, though?
Do you know?
Sorry.
Not what I wanted to click on, but the hitbox for Ilsen 2 Conquers is bigger.
Heard of the Milka?
Sure. Put it in my coffee,
It's a ship.
Yeah, I know. Just winding you up.
Well, I'm already about as tightly wound as I'm going to get. Unless you were planning to use me as an alarm clock, I'd start thinking about being cooperative.
Where's the fun in that?
The Milka?
Oh, yeah. All I can tell you is that they unloaded their cargo here.
What was their cargo?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. That'd be violating Watchman cargo confidentiality.
There's no such thing.
Oh, all right. I just don't want to tell you then. Satisfied?
Ecstatic.
But we do know it was unloaded here.
When I gave Mundy's description to the Watchman, he became animated. Well, not that animated, but more animated than he had been.
That's the one. He tried to break into the warehouse the other night.
You're sure?
Or maybe I just like stringing you along for fun.
What happened?
I scared him off. I'd like to know where he is now, though. It doesn't look good to have people get away with breaking into a place like this. Bad for our reputation.
Oh, I'm sure. Because everyone respects you, and this would just put a total stop to all those dinner party invitations.
Oi, watch it.
Okay. No great leads, but that might be a talking point for other people.
I have a feeling I'll see you later.
I can't wait.
If it wasn't for the Watchman, I could probably get in through the doors. As it was, I needed another plan. The doors led into the warehouse itself, but the Watchman wasn't about to let me in. I couldn't tell what the crates contained, and frankly, I didn't much care.
We went to scale the building one way or another. After that incident with the flotsam, I'm a bit more paranoid about my pixel hunting. Just get into the river and can walk in.
Probably the only river in the universe on which you could chalk the outline of a corpse.
Useless feeling area. It's all coming together now. The grappling hook.
The skylight sat on the roof, an inviting alternative entrance. I wasn't the Disc's greatest climber, and the warehouse wasn't the easiest building to scale. I was going to need some help.
The thing is, the grappling hook disappeared recently. Save and save often. I saved 40 minutes ago, which is probably a good reason to save again.
I'd already had to dive onto the Ankh once. I wasn't about to do it again.
Did it twice, mind you. Bothers me that I didn't get any new information off
I've
the
got
Watchman.
a few more questions.
That's lucky.
I've got a few. Let me guess.
Already tried the inventory stuff, even tried begging for money. Have I actually just asked you about everything so far? I think I have asked you about everything. But maybe I can talk to someone about the attempted theft. Found a little bit about Monday, I thought. Did we?
Still here? When do you... Was there a man...
It's funny you should ask that.
Who was the...
A dwarf.
Can I talk to myself about that Monday thing?
Carlotta had hired at the...
Gosh, I've got very little to go on here. I feel like I've got even less than before. Maybe the vampire broke and turned himself into a bat and scope out the place. Now I'm pretty sure I need the grappling hook. Maybe just talking to that guy unlocked something like our vampire friend stopping playing the piano for once. No, he's still doing it. I could talk to Jenks about the unloading at Pier 5, though.
I decided not to... Hello again.
Hello yourself.
So... I didn't want to show Captain Jenkins anything that might give away the fact that I'd been aboard his ship.
Leave and re-enter. It did it with a boatman. I'm not so sure that I'll do it with him because I've left and re-entered here plenty of times.
There no...
Yeah, no one you know.
I'll...
Still sure looks like he's playing.
You came back.
I spent... What... Can you read this? Can you read?
Yeah, thanks game, but we already have that unlocked. Maybe we missed something at the pier there. It seems odd to go to a new place and have absolutely nothing to show for it. Playing the piano seems to be connected with Elsa being there, so maybe we need to somehow remove her. I can't think of anything that we would know of to remove her with. Is that grappling hook still gone for some reason? Yes. Nothing to show for it. You've got a desire to break in. Yeah, but the grappling hook that was here is now not here. I still can't tell Malachite how to move because I don't know how to get to the place in the graveyard. I absolutely don't want to talk to Rodan again. Maybe I can talk to Nobby about the fact that there was an attempted break-in at the warehouse. So maybe if I bring up Monday with Nobby again. Monday.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
Never heard of him.
Have you learnt anything about the Milka?
Yeah, not as such, no.
You go to great lengths to conceal how little work you do, don't you?
Hey,
Maybe ask Malachite about the grapple if you can somehow. Yeah, there's a thought. It's like, oh, I could find your what's-her-face, but I need your grappling hook, Mr. Malachite. It's a thought.
Hello again, Malachite. So how you been keeping, Malachite?
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be something I can talk to you about.
Can you read this?
Don't know nothing about that.
At least those are words out of you.
Does this mean anything to you? Malachite listened to what I said, but said nothing. He wasn't what you'd call the prince of repartee. I was... Do you know Malachite listened? He was... Do you know Malachite?
I suppose so. At least Malachite is quick to talk to. I could talk to him about everything quite quickly.
There didn't seem much... It'd be really useful if you...
Therma. Find Therma.
Yes, but I...
Find...
Malachite, but... I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think Therma might be dead. Her house collapsed. She's been gone a while. Are you going to say something?
Need to see the body.
The body?
Find Therma. Need to see body.
Okay, the body. No problem. Sheesh.
I'm working on that.
Do you know anything? Hello. Maybe. Do you know anything about the recent murder? Malachite, listen. Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers? Malachite was a...
We're getting nowhere here.
Always a pleasure talking at you, Malachite.
And sure enough, no sign of the grappling hook. Helpful though that would be. Gosh, I just don't know. Still feel like maybe I needed something more out of the Watchman, but didn't I ask him about everything?
I've got a few more. Let me guess. Have you seen any labels like this before?
Oh, sure.
Where? I have...
And I can't just crowbar down these crates, can I?
I was never going to get anywhere if I didn't learn to resist the urge to use the crowbar at every available opportunity.
Can't get over there being nothing here. Did you rub the notes in yourself? I've done plenty of note rubbing, but we didn't actually get anything new out of it. And I rubbed just about everything against just about everything.
Sat on the roof, an inviting alternative entrance. The sky... I wasn't the disc's greatest climber. I was going to need some help.
Yeah, the grappling hook, but we don't have that. I occasionally lose my mouse because this game is running on dedicated full screen, but the kind of full screen that still isn't actually full screen, so your mouse can get stuck off of it somehow. Tough tamales.
The dwarf had tried to threaten me off the Mundy case. I knew right from the start that he knew more than he was telling me. It didn't seem likely that there was any connection between Alkali and Malachite. Dwarves and trolls didn't get on with one another, for a start. If there was a connection, it wasn't one I could see. There was no connection to Ilsa or Two Conquers, as far as I could tell. Alkali knew about the Mundy case somehow, so he presumably knew Carlotta somehow. It wasn't impossible that Al-Khali could have something to do with the recent murders.
You do need to return to your office sometimes. I'm pretty sure we have returned to our office, since that's where I went to do some rubbing. But I feel like it's a good place to do the rubbing. Oh.
The note had been pushed under my door by Carlotta.
Luton, I am anxious to see you again and to find out how the case is going. Come to the von Uberwald mansion on Moon Pond Lane.
Thank you
Carlotta
kindly,
von
Grey
Uberwald.
So, Carlotta was a member of the von Uberwalds, one of the richest and most reclusive families in Ankh Morpork. That explained why she could afford to offer to pay me so much. It didn't explain why she hadn't got around to paying me yet, but I could wait, at least until the rent was due.
So she probably knows her way around the mausoleum. Oh, how long was that sitting there for? Actually, I can review my own footage because I did step in here. It might have been only after we found Pier 5. Recht.
I already had a bad feeling about the Mundy case, but learning that my employer was a von Uberwald didn't fill me with confidence. I didn't know the facts about the von Uberwalds, but the rumors were bad enough.
Oh? Good thing we save and save often. The game just crashed on me. In fact, it's a good thing I just saved because the game just crashed on me. Will the game come back for me, though? Let's hope that's not a recurring crash, or we could be in trouble.
The invitation read as follows.
Luton, I am anxious to see you again and to find out how the case is going. Come to the von Uberwald mansion on Moon Pond Lane. Carlotta von Uberwald.
It certainly looked like a woman's handwriting. It was a pretty safe bet it was Carlotta's.
May I help you, sir?
You could let me in for a start.
Very good, sir.
And don't call me sir.
As you wish, sir. May I take your coat and hat, sir?
Thanks, but no. I feel naked without them.
That must make it difficult to clean them.
Was that a joke?
I never joke, sir. It's not my job. I may lie, dissemble, or deceive, but I never joke.
Look, I don't want you to take my coat, okay?
But of course, sir. Sir is welcome to drip all over the immaculate hardwood floor that I spent several hours polishing this morning, because Sir is a guest, and Sir is entitled to do whatever Sir wishes.
Nice house.
Sir's taste in architecture must be quite exquisite to so accurately summarize the many splendid cornices and archaic stained-glass frescoes of this splendid Lorenzian building as nice.
You have a gift for making people feel welcome, don't you?
One is blessed.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. I have an invitation from Carlotta.
Ah, Sir is as quick to reach the point of Sir's visit as a tortoise with a war wound is in crossing a very large desert. I will fetch Mistress Carlotta for Sir, provided Sir would be so kind as to wait here and not to touch the valuable and irreplaceable furniture that adorns the room Sir is currently dripping on.
I'll see what I can do. The painting bore a striking resemblance to Carlotta.
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald, née Leopoldine. My predecessor, in a sense.
Oh? Are you a duchess?
No, but the resemblance is impressive, isn't it? My husband was struck by it from the moment I met him.
Where is your husband?
Dear Ulrich passed away during a civil uprising in Uberwald several years ago. Quite a terrible business, actually. Peasants, pitchforks, burning torches, the usual sort of thing.
Usual?
For Uberwald, certainly. Their ways may seem barbaric, but it's just the way things have always been done. If there wasn't a civil uprising every few years, I do believe the nobility would be most disappointed. Dying at the hands of a mob in a burning castle is practically traditional.
Tradition important to you, is it?
Ever the investigator, eh, Luton? Even your employer isn't beyond suspicion.
My old boss used to say that everyone was guilty of something.
And what are you guilty of?
Too many things, sweetie, but nothing you need to know about. So what's the story with you and Ulrich?
Do you believe in love at first sight, Luton?
It saves a lot of time, certainly.
Ulrich fell for me the moment we met. I guess seeing that painting every day probably helped.
Don't sell yourself short. You have a few assets of your own. I'm sure it was an equitable transaction.
You think I married him for his money?
Did you?
Let me tell you something, Luton. I've been rich and I've been poor. Rich is better.
Did you love him?
Does it matter?
It matters to me.
Maybe I did. I guess it depends on what love is.
Love is a moment of weakness that allows someone to hurt you more than you ever thought possible. Men were given the strength to be brutes to women, and women were given love to wreak their revenge.
Who was she, Luton?
Who?
The one who left you with such a high opinion of women. She must have been quite a gal.
You wanted to know how the case was going.
A girl's got to have hobbies.
I think I'm getting somewhere.
We're all getting somewhere, Luton. The question is, am I going to like where you're going?
I guess we'll just have to find that out the old-fashioned way.
That's me, an old-fashioned girl.
Like the girl in the picture.
The Duchess? She was quite a trendsetter in her era. She wore her dress so high, you could almost see her ankles.
My heart is pounding at the thought. I don't have much to tell you about the case, I'm afraid.
You still haven't found Mundi?
Not yet. I might do a better job if I had more money at my disposal.
Ah, yes, of course. You haven't been paid yet.
Well, it had crossed my mind.
I'm sure I could sort something out.
I didn't doubt that she could. The question was, would she? And more to the point, when would she? What can you tell me about the Duchess?
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald. Born Charlotte Ameliorati Victoire Tangerine Leopoldine, she married the Duke when she was 13, which was the style at the time. She was considered a risque dilettante by most of the nobility of Uberwald, and rumors abounded that she caused the heart attack that killed the Marquis of Grand Mal when she showed him her naked knees. Her corset was said to be so tight that her first pregnancy went into extra time, and her first and only son had learned his first word by the time he was born.
You're pretty good on this family history business, then.
I dabble.
There didn't seem much point discussing that with Carlotta. Don't you think sending me a formal invite was a little over the top?
I got fed up of waiting for you to ask to see my house.
What's so special about your house?
It has me in it.
I'm so excited.
When I get excited about something, I give it everything I've got. I'm funny that way.
And what are you excited about?
Why, working with you, Mr. Luton. What else?
I never saw myself as the stimulating kind.
I have strange tastes.
Can you read this?
Let's try not to get too sidetracked, Luton.
Does this mean anything to you?
Let's try not to get too sidetracked, Luton.
There didn't seem much point discussing that with Carlotta.
No, it seems very pivotal to discuss giving me money with Carlotta.
You wouldn't have anything to do with the recent murders.
Why, Mr. Luton, you must think the worst of me.
I think the worst of everyone. That's my job.
Do you think Mundi could have been murdered?
Anyone could be murdered, but speculation is cheap.
And you're not?
I'm not cheap. I'm a bargain. I wasn't about to ask Carlotta about herself. Have you heard of a dwarf who goes by the name of Al-Khali?
No, I haven't.
Never mind. It was a long shot. Do you know a big, dumb troll called Malachite?
I thought all trolls were big and dumb.
This one pushes new boundaries. Do you know him or not?
No, I don't.
I like the effort they put into these back and forth, even when it doesn't lead anywhere. It's kind of a thing going on with the Discworld games.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry, Luton. I've never heard of them.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Be careful, Luton. I don't appreciate people wasting my time.
I guess we just need to talk about Monday then.
Tell me again about Monday.
What's to tell? I've told you all you need to know.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Let's try not to get...
This is getting worrisome. Okay, perhaps you can lead me around the morgue. That would be very handy. And surely you're the kind of person that does, since you know everything about the family history.
I need your help.
I'm not hard to get, Luton. All you have to do is ask.
I need your knowledge. I need to find a particular tomb in the Salaci Mausoleum, but I don't know enough about genealogy. You do.
The Salaci Mausoleum? That could be trouble.
Don't worry. I'm not going to mess with the tombs. I know better than to offend a family whose ties with the Assassin's Guild go back to its very foundation. I just want to see if someone's buried there.
Who's the stiff?
A troll named Therma.
A dead troll? You don't get much stiffer than that, I suppose.
Will you help me or not?
Of course, although I'm not really properly dressed for a mausoleum. You don't mind waiting while I get changed?
It's not like Therma's going anywhere.
If Sarah's not too busy, the master of the house wishes a word with you.
And if I am too busy?
The master of the house still wishes a word with you, and I shall be forced to beg.
That sounds like it could be fun.
Did I say beg, sir? I meant resort to violence.
In which case, lead the way.
It is all very Pratchett, isn't it?
Mr. Luton, as I understand it, my daughter-in-law has retained you to investigate a certain matter for her.
That's correct.
Then I take it you will be a frequent visitor to my house.
It seems likely.
Do you know who I am?
I know that they call you the Count.
Do you know why they call me the Count? Because I am a Count. Count Henning von Überwald. One of the Blintz von Überwalds, I ought to add, because frankly, Überwald had an uncountable number of counts. And I'm trapped in Ankh Morpork at the moment because my current infirmity prohibits me from leaving this room.
That doesn't explain why you wanted to see me.
I wish to know what my daughter-in-law has you investigating.
That's between me and her.
No, Mr. Luton. I rather suspect it isn't. You see, Carlotta's hands are not on the von Überwald's purse strings, but mine are.
So you're saying I won't get paid unless I tell you what I'm doing?
No, I'm implying that. Whether or not you actually get paid is a different issue.
What's it to you?
I get very bored. I'm interested as to what goes on around me.
All right. I'm tracking someone for her.
Someone who is missing?
That's right. A man named Monday.
Oh, I see. Very well. If you keep me informed on the progress of the case periodically, I will ensure that you receive payment.
You said you have to stay in the conservatory. Why?
I'm not a well man, Mr. Luton. It is hard to say how long I have for this world, or indeed if the next world will take me.
What's so special about the conservatory?
Ankh Morpork is too hot and humid for my tastes. I had the conservatory built especially. It's colder than the rest of the house. I keep it at the temperature I feel most comfortable with.
Why so cold?
You ask too many questions.
I'm an investigator. It's my job.
Well, be thankful that I find your impertinence charming, or else I might be forced to teach you a lesson.
In your condition?
You would be surprised at just what I can do in my condition, Mr. Luton.
Wonder how he keeps it cold. The technology levels in the disc are always quite suspect. On the other hand, there is magic, right? And I suppose he could do just evaporative cooling, RimWorld style.
So if I keep you informed on how the Mundy case is going, you'll ensure that I get paid?
As much as it is in my power to do so, yes.
And what if I mention this to Carlotta? Maybe she's got the money from other sources and doesn't need the family money.
A possibility. Very well. I'll offer to pay you irrespective of whether Carlotta pays you herself.
That seems a little unethical. I'd be betraying the trust of a client.
I'll pay you twice your usual fees.
Well, what do you know? Suddenly I've resolved all my ethical dilemmas.
Ethics are a salve for the poor, Luton.
I am the poor.
You sound as if you are proud of the fact.
The poor are often prouder than the rich. They know that what they have can't be taken away.
Why would anyone want to take their poverty away?
I didn't say the poor were smart. I said they were proud.
God, I love this writing.
So the von Uberwalds are wealthy then?
Not compared to some, but we have more than enough to look after our own.
Is Carlotta one of your own?
When she married into us, she became a part of us.
You sound like you don't approve.
My opinions of Carlotta are not the issue. Traditions and ties of blood are stronger than opinions.
But there is no tie of blood between you and Carlotta. She married into the clan.
Mr. Luton, there are ties of blood between all the von Uberwalds. In Uberwald, blood is very important.
Oh, I'm getting Gabriel Knight vibes here. That combined with the opening that felt like we were tracked by a werewolf. But I should say, I don't actually know how this game goes on. We're already treading on new ground for me here. As I mentioned, this game would just lock up on the PC back in the day, and I was made to uninstall just about every game that I put onto the PC because it started acting up after Jake put all of his games onto it. It definitely wasn't the games.
So you're a count?
I am the Count, yes.
What's it like?
It's fine, although one does get the occasional burning desire to tear out the throat of people who ask too many questions. Do I have to draw you a picture?
I don't know what I'd even want to be asking this guy about.
Do you know the Salaci Mausoleum at all?
I'm aware of it. The Selaci family and the von Uberwalds do occasionally mix in polite society.
By polite society, you mean high society?
Well, certainly out of your reach.
Is there any chance you could show me around it?
Mr. Luton, there is little chance that I will leave this room for you or anyone else, let alone travel halfway across town to give you a guided tour of a mausoleum. Also, I confess, it would bring back happy memories of when I was dating.
You took your dates to a mausoleum?
Sometimes. Sometimes my dates lived in mausoleums.
You dated the dead?
No. The undead. They can be terrible bores sometimes, but most vampires are terribly well bred.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
These days, the only people I know are those who come to the mansion.
I can't imagine you'll know any of these people, although Malachite is a person of note.
Do you know a big, dumb troll who goes by the name of Malachite?
Malachite. There's a name I have not heard in many years. Yes, I know of him.
Shocking.
How?
As it happens, he broke into this mansion several years ago and stole several valuable heirlooms that were never recovered. Incredibly, the City Watch was able to catch him before the Thieves Guild did, and he was imprisoned.
For some reason, I decided not to tell the Count that Malachite had escaped. I had a feeling the troll could still be useful to me. Maybe as a rockery one day.
Odd that didn't give us anything new to work with, though.
Do you know anything about the recent murders?
There are always murders in Uberwald. I don't see why these should be any different.
I was talking about the murders here in Ankh Morpork.
Mr. Luton, I couldn't be less interested in the petty crimes of this wretched city.
Victimless crimes, Luton.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
These days, the only people I know...
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
These days...
Tell me about Carlotta.
I find it impertinent that you should ask questions so boldly of me.
You'll live.
It is fortunate that I find your manner amusing.
I guess this must be my lucky day.
Very well. Carlotta became a member of the family by marrying my son Ulrich, who is no longer with us.
I'm sorry.
Yes, he returned to Uberwald several years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was dead.
Oh, he is. And, alas, Carlotta is now part of my family, and I have a duty to protect her.
Why do you dislike her so much?
It is not something you should trouble yourself with.
If I had to guess, he suspects that she put his son into the early grave. There's no way he's going to be interested in talking about the Milka.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
I'm sorry, but I don't get out of the conservatory much.
What can you tell me about Monday?
I'm afraid I can tell you nothing. But I would be interested in what you have to say about Monday.
Carlotta says he's an ex-lover and she suspects him of cheating on her.
And you believed her?
Whether I believe her or not is immaterial.
That's a great way of putting it. Immaterial. Right, I think that exhausts what we have to go on with you, although oddly enough, didn't give us anything, did it? I suppose it gave us context. Maybe that matters.
Carlotta sent me an invitation card.
My, what a fascinating thing to insert into an otherwise interesting conversation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to glare at you until you change the subject.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate.
Not yet.
I'll be back later.
I look forward to it.
Now let's get this straight. We're looking for a troll named Therma.
As far as I know, yes, but she may be in here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Okay, then we can rule out the Fornix Sanguis Ceruleus.
What? Does there have to be one?
The Blue Blood Vault. We can probably eliminate the heroic decapitated war veterans vault. And the thoroughbred pet vault. Do you know what relation this troll had to the Selaci family? She wouldn't be buried here if she wasn't.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. It took Carlotta a while to work it out, but we eventually found a Madame Lodestone in the Fornix Famulus, the servitor's vault. Guess she used to keep the floors real clean or something.
Here we are. Madame Lodestone.
There's an inscription. Madame Lodestone, singer and retainer of Lord Robert Selaci, taken from us when her house collapsed, returning her to the rubble from whence she came. Not much of an epitaph. Still, it's more than I expect mine will say. I'll probably end up with whatever's written on the cement bag round my feet. Carlotta? Carlotta? She disappeared without even a word. I couldn't work that woman out. Still, she'd found me the tomb, which left me trying to decide whether or not to tell Malachite.
Oh, I'm telling you, game, it just feels good to have some progress here. I was stuck, but not for that long. This is no Nancy Drew situation. No 10th Arrowhead.
There's an inscription. I guess I could have taken a rubbing of the inscription if it wasn't for one thing. I didn't want to. I tried to move the slab, but it was far too heavy.
Right, well, I know somebody who could move this slab.
A heavy stone slab covered the tomb of Madame Lodestone, and presumably Therma's body was inside.
Find Therma. There better be a grappling hook under you. Still gone, though.
Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything. I know how you'd like. So how you been keeping, Malachite? I'd learnt that the body of Madame Lodestone, a.k.a. Therma, was in the Salaci family mausoleum. Well, I think I found Therma's body. It's in the Salaci mausoleum.
Need to see body. Take me there.
Okay. Nice to see someone dealing with the grieving process at high speed. Cut straight to the acceptance. It saves a lot of time, doesn't it? I don't know why I bother sometimes. Not as if he's listening to me. Maybe it'd help if I hit him with something, like maybe a really heavy building.
Need to see body.
Of course you do. Here's the tomb.
Need to see body.
Hey, it's going to be pretty ugly in there. I mean, she was crushed under a house. That'd mess up even a troll.
Need to see body.
Malachite pushed the slab off the tomb like he was opening a jam jar. Inside was some rubble that I assumed was Therma's body. Frankly, there wasn't much to go on. Trolls are rocks, and that's the whole story.
Not Therma. Keep looking.
Are you crazy? How could you tell?
Not Therma. Keep looking.
I was beginning to wonder if Malachite was mad. If he was, I could at least make use of it. Okay, I've got no soul. I must be a heel. All right, I'll keep looking. But I've got a problem. There's this building I need to get into, but I can't do it. I need a grappling iron. A grappling iron like the one you have. Look, I need to borrow your grappling iron. Do you understand?
Give you hook. You find Therma.
That's the deal. I couldn't help but wonder what it meant if that rubble wasn't Therma. Had Sapphire lied to me? I wouldn't be surprised. Frankly, I was more surprised by people telling me the truth than telling lies. Lies flow like water, but the truth burns. That's not a bad line. I better write that down. Malachite gave me the grapple and left the mausoleum without another word.
Talking to Malachite does remind me of the struggles of trying to converse with Hungarians. They don't give me grappling hooks, though.
I examined the body closely, but all I could see of interest were the troll's diamond teeth glinting at me. The glinting diamond teeth of the troll seemed to lure me like a siren. Well, okay, so greed lured me like a siren. Either way, I really wanted one of those teeth.
One?
All my best instincts told me not to take the tooth, but I just ignored them. The rubble was definitely the body of a troll, but according to Malachite, it wasn't Therma's body. It hadn't been easy getting the grappling iron from Malachite. Of course, even getting a meaningful sentence from Malachite was a challenge.
Scroll wheel certainly doesn't work here, of course. 1999.
A beautiful glittering diamond. I tried not to think that I had pulled it out of a dead troll's corpse. More importantly, I tried not to think about the fact that I stole it from the Salaci family mausoleum.
Why do we have it? Maybe a callback to Discworld 2. Right, at least with this, though, we can surely go to Pier 5 and break in without the ever-watchful watchman noticing us. Oh, and while we're at it, and now that we know that this game crashes, absolutely save, and save often. Credit to Discworld 2 for being the most stable of the games. What was that throw?
The skylight sat on the roof, an inviting alternative entrance. The skylight was locked tight.
Well, good thing we have the private investigator's skeleton key.
I damaged the skylight slightly when I forced it open with the crowbar. Gee, how would I sleep at night? Breaking into the warehouse was easier than I thought. But then I was a natural pessimist. Living in Ankh Morpork did that to a man. What little light there was in the warehouse was coming through the skylight, and shadows played on the walls as I searched for something to help the case. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was desperate enough that anything would do.
Look, if you can barely see, how much do you think I can?
The warehouse was full of crates. I wasn't surprised. That's what the warehouse was for, after all. None of the crates seemed to be of much interest, though. It looked like a matchbook. Even my paranoid mind couldn't come up with a reason not to pick it up.
Oh, that torn piece off of it, though. What could it mean?
The scrap of cardboard I'd found on the Milka matched the torn matchbook exactly. The reconstructed matchbook clearly read 9 Whalebone Lane. I suppose I could tear it up again, but I was pretty pleased with the jigsaw as it was.
That was what I was looking for, surely. Can't imagine I want to go and break open every crate, but I could also try. Trying is free.
I was reasonably certain that the crates were nothing of interest. I wasn't about to try carrying a huge crate around with me. I damaged the skylight.
I would have thought that would unlock a new location for me, but maybe I need to talk to somebody about it. Somebody like my old flame. Why is it all black? The clue is in the name, Nemiblub. Please read the name. The name of the game, you numpty.
Any thoughts on this matchbook or what's written on it?
I'm sorry, Luton. I don't know anything about that.
Ah, jeez.
Any thoughts on this matchbook or what's written on it?
I'm afraid I can't really help you with that.
It's an address, Luton. Go to the address. Knobbers?
Any thoughts on this matchbook or what's written on it?
I don't know. Useful though they are, an exit is just an exit.
Alright, well, stage exit left, Luton. I have my filing cabinet. Maybe that can give me some information about where to look.
I only bought the filing cabinet because it looked good.
Not to actually have files.
I thought it best to leave my desk alone. Still here?
Not for much longer.
Any thoughts on...
Sorry, I...
Oh, please don't tell me it's Rodan. Oh, while we're at it, with Malachite not here... No, it doesn't give me any new place or item.
Any thoughts on this match?
Ooh. That's familiar.
Rodan wasn't good at remembering details like his name or my name or what year it was.
If I try to use it on myself, it just goes into my inventory. And if I look at it...
The reconstructed matchbook clearly read 9 Whalebone Lane.
But that doesn't give us a location to go to, unless I'm maddeningly missing it. Well, in the previous games we always found matchbooks in bars, so perhaps in the bar, especially this bar where the singer is gone, we might find out a thing or two. Oi, mankin.
Do you know what this is?
It's a matchbook.
Any reason it might have the address of the parrot written on the back?
What?
None that has anything to do with me.
Oh, look, it says Whalebone Lane on the
question was, how
glass.
could I get it out of him? I'm against unnecessary violence. Besides, these skinny types can be tougher than they look. Do you know what this is?
It's a...
Any reason it might have...
None that has any...
I knew he... The question was, I'm... Besides...
Right, perhaps I need to bring
I'm
up
back.
some things about the break-in.
So you don't know Mundy?
I've already told you that I don't.
And this matchbook means nothing to you?
Mundy had an accomplice.
To become this irritating.
Well, I'm confused. You see, this is Mundy's handwriting on the matchbook, and this is your address he wrote. Shall I tell you what I think?
I don't think I have that much choice.
I think Mundy is here, but he told you not to tell anyone that he's here.
You're just making it up as you go along.
Well, I could always go and fetch the watch. I heard they were looking for Mundy too, and if he's not here, you wouldn't have to worry about being charged with hiding a known fugitive. They can get so impatient.
Mundy's not a fugitive.
How would you know?
You little... All right, you win. He's upstairs, but don't tell him I told you.
I wouldn't dream of ruining your reputation in high society.
Not bad, Luton.
This seems like a nice place.
There's an upstairs.
I'd gone to a lot of trouble to find Mundy, and now the goal was in reach. It seemed like an anticlimax. I couldn't quite see what Mundy was doing when I entered his room, and seconds later I couldn't see nothing at all. The last thing I saw as I passed out of consciousness was the floor rushing up to meet me. By the time I came around, the watch had arrived. I must have been unconscious for hours, maybe days. I thought no one could feel as bad as I did, until I saw Mundy. His feet were bound and his eyes had been gouged out. Either he died of massive blood loss, or he'd spilt an awful lot of red wine. It wasn't going to be a good day, I decided.
Going somewhere, Luton? You don't leave until we've finished with you.
You know where my office is. If you want an interview, you can find me there.
I consider you to be the prime suspect in this investigation.
You've got to be kidding.
I've never been more serious.
Never? What do you want with me? I was unconscious throughout the whole incident.
We only have your word for that. You could have killed Mundy and then knocked yourself unconscious.
With what?
Your wedding. You're pretty serious then.
What?
Yes, Nobby. Now shut up.
Will you explain what you think I did?
You came in, mutilated Mundy, and then knocked yourself unconscious.
Is that all?
There's your promotion, too. You were really serious then.
Nobby, you've made your point, thank you. Shut up.
How did I knock myself unconscious?
I don't know yet. But you're not a complete fool, Luton. You'd have found a way.
Do you have any evidence against me, or is this just part of your ongoing campaign of victimization?
It's just, you're always kind of serious.
You were present at the time of the murder. Your rope was used in the murder.
My rope? The murderer steals from me, and suddenly I'm guilty of murder?
It's not a bad thing. I mean, you're the commander of the watch, and that's a serious job.
Then there's the victim's message.
Azil? How does that incriminate me?
It ends in L-E. He could have been trying to write Luton. He could have died before he could finish.
He could have been trying to write Lemon! And what is Azzy supposed to mean?
I was only trying to help.
For all we know, Azzy might mean it was in Mundy's own language.
For all we know, Azil might mean, help, someone has gouged my eyes out. You're just guessing. There must be other suspects.
The landlord says no one went upstairs after you.
It could be the landlord for all you know.
Mankin? He's not the type. Anyway, he reported the incident to us.
Listen, you've got nothing on me, and unless you're going to arrest me, I'm going to leave.
I'm keeping an eye on you, Luton. Consider yourself a suspect for all the counterweight killings. If you're in any way involved, I'll find out. Don't leave town, Luton.
He's really got it in for me, hasn't he?
He's not a bad person, Luton. He's just a bit...
Psychotic? Obsessed? Judgmental?
I was going to say overworked, but I've changed my mind.
What's this about counterweight killings?
Well, and this is in the strictest confidence.
I won't tell anyone who doesn't talk to me.
The murders have all been a bit, well, odd, redualistic.
What? They are involved with a revival of philosophical principles concerning the division of reality into two independent forces, mind and matter?
No. Redualistic. Like what cults do. Reduals.
Ritualistic? I see. Like someone was trying to make a point.
Yeah. One of the patrician's clerks was killed the other day. Very suspicious.
Why the counterweight killings?
I'd better not discuss that. Gotta go. See you later, Luton.
A lot later will do.
It's a very strange way to present Vimes there, isn't it? Okay, but we are up and about, and it is Act 2, which means we're going to save for end of Act 1. What? Close enough. Because I want to savor the experience, and we shall continue this on probably tomorrow. Is that what my schedule says? It's probably what it says. So until I am back with this, it is a brief cheers and cheerio.